Gauteng Lesufi, thank you very much for joining us. Let's just start again with context to all of this.
Thank you so much, Tutu. As I indicated, that according to the Disaster Management Act, the only person that can close or open schools is our president. And the president has delegated that responsibility to the minister. But when the president announced level 4 and the reopening of schools, he also indicated that parents have the choice. They have a choice to return their children or to opt to keep their children at home. So within that context, we met as MECs together with the minister to review the relevant legislation that manages this kind of attendance. Within that context, there is a legislation that indicates that if a learner is not at school for 10 consecutive days, that learner would be automatically deregistered. So we amended that legislation to then request that parents be given an opportunity to make an application if they feel that their child cannot come to school. There are 3 options that are made available to parents. One being a learner can use what we call home education. They can go on our website and apply for home education. Home education basically means that parents are the ones that are taking over the role of the teacher. The second option is the online registration or e-learning. The e-learning option means that the school will submit online material to the parents, and the parents will then assist the learner through the educators that are registered. And the last option is when a learner has underlying diseases or what we call comorbidities, and that parent can make an application. So we encourage parents to do one of the 3. But if a parent, with whatever reason that they have, they opt that the child will neither go to school and they will neither register them or 3 of the options that I've just alluded to, that learner would repeat the grade and that learner's space will be guaranteed to go back to that class and to go back to that school. So that learner is not going to be promoted to the next grade.
So their space will be guaranteed. Is the school obliged to accept them back?
Well, it depends on availability of space of the school, but because they are registered in that school, they are not re-registered. The most important thing is that we are protecting the right to education. We are also protecting the right to access to education. So that school will be obligated to ensure that that is kept in their record.
Gauteng Lesufi, a lot of parents are quite anxious in terms of children not making the grade this year because of the many interruptions and, of course, the emotional side of all of this and the psychological trauma that some children will be facing in terms of losing parents or losing grandparents. So the question being, why are we so eager on continuing the school year instead of starting it again next year?
As I've indicated in my intro, the person that takes that decision is the president of the country on the basis of the expert advice that the president received from health authorities and those that are in the science fraternity. I think there are people that are better positioned why they feel children are immune or children can be protected against the disease. We are just an education department and therefore implementing that resolution. But regardless of that, I think the last 2 weeks have given us an idea on the importance of why children must be school. You know, when they are not at school, where they are at home, for example, they are not trained, they play freely with other children, and they interact with wrong people. And there are some children that are asked to go to stores and they mingle with other families that are not trained. When they are within the school environment, the controlled environment, they are trained every day, in our province 3 times a day. They've got a meal, they're in a controlled environment, and most importantly, we are gaining knowledge through education. So an education option makes more sense than an option for people to stay at home. And remember, if learners are at home, it does not mean they're immune from getting the virus. The virus is all over. The good thing with the education environment is that it's a controlled environment. We are trained, we are sanitized, there is social distancing, and most importantly, we are getting education. So we share the frustration of those parents that feel that children should be at home, but the reality is that when they are at home, and the numbers have indicated that by the time they come back to school, the number of learners that are testing positive and the number of teachers that are testing positive are too high. And these numbers are coming from communities, they're not coming from their schools. And the numbers within the schooling environment still low compared to the numbers that are coming from the community. So children are reasonably better off in the schooling environment, I must say.
Dr. Lesufi, a final word from you. Are you aware about the situation at Mondio High School? We're getting reports that a parent allegedly tested positive for COVID-19. The school was deep cleaned while pupils were inside a class, and today parents were called to come and pick up their children. Is there anything that you know about this?
No, I'm not aware. But if that's the case, it breaks our protocols. Our protocols are very simple. If there is a positive case, either from the side of the learner and the side of the parent, we call the Department of Health. The Department of Health will interview the person that is positive so that they can trace the people that were close to him or her. On the basis on the tracing numbers, then they will advise the department whether to close the school or not. For example, if somebody was at the garden and tested positive while working at the garden and has never interacted with tenants, there will be no need to shut the school. There will be need to disinfect the garden where the person was. So it depends on where the person was and the people that we needed to trace to indicate whether they came in contact with the person that was positive. But I'm not aware of this matter. I'll ask the team to immediately check the details. If need to, I'll personally also attend to it.
Thank you so much for your time, sir, this afternoon. Education MEC in Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi.